Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Destiny from Desphixs and welcome back to another video in the e-commerce projects using Django. In this one, we'll get started working with email system and in-app notification in Django. That is what we'll be doing. Hopefully you will enjoy the video and learn something new. So let's get started. Begin by opening up your code editor and let's make some configurations. So I'll close up all the terminals for now and open up my settings PY. So the very first thing I want you to do from the very top is to install any mail in your installed app section. I believe we have done this when we started off with the tutorial, but if for any reason you do not have any mail, go ahead and add it in your installed app section. Don't worry about the packages. We have installed it when we started off the tutorial. And after you have done that, the next thing that you want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom and initialize this dictionary over here. So this dictionary is called AnyMail. It basically takes Mailgun API key and Mailgun sender domain. So the sending platform that we'll be using will be Mailgun, and that's because their free plan is actually generous for testing. It's a little bit fast and easier to grab their API keys and sender domain, which I will show you how to get, because a lot of people seem to have issues getting this API keys and also these domains. So what I want you to do is make sure that in your env that you have specified Mailgun API key and sender domain, and then in your settings PY, just configure it like this and you should be good to go. So to get these domains, I have also provided links in the env template for you, but I specifically want to show you guys how to do this. So Mailgun is now called Cinch, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, you can see Cinch by Mailgun. So that's what they go by nowadays. Now you could still work as Mailgun though. You can still see their names are there. So hop over to mailgun.com, and if you don't have an account yet, go ahead, create a new account, select the free pricing tier. Let me show you. So over here, I'm gonna open up Mailgun again, and you just need to come over to their pricing. Get started for free. Click on that and we'll get to this page. Why does it keep loading? Let me hold up. So you can see this. Now what I want you to do is fill in your informations here, and let's see. We are supposed to use the free tier. We're supposed to use the free tier and not pay for anything. So let's get to their pricing page. So click on their pricing page over here. Okay. And you need to sign up from here instead for the $0 per month, which includes 100 emails per day, which is very, very generous. So go ahead, sign up for free from here, okay, so that you get the free tier. And after you have done that, I will go ahead and log in because I already have an account, so I don't want to create a new account. So I'll click on this login icon over here and basically fill in my informations to log in. So after logging in, you should get over to this page. And you can see so far for the emails, I've sent 0 of 5,000, which is my monthly plan. So since this month, I haven't been able to send any email using Mailgun yet. So what I want you to do to get your keys are, to get your API key, click on this and click on API security. And you can see I have my key over here. You can see this. And I also have this key over here that I have already created. So what I want you to do is go ahead and click on add new key, follow the description and the prompt and create a new key. So that new key that you created is what you will have in your Mailgun API key. For the sender domain, I want you to come over to sending, and then click on domains. And you can see my own sender domain over here. You don't need to manually create this. Mailgun automatically generates a sender domain or a sandbox domain for you as soon as you create an account. So come over to this page, Mailgun sending/domain, and grab this, and that's what you should use as your sending domain. It's as simple as that. You don't need to stress yourself about that. And when you have done it, that's all you need to do. Open up the views for the store and import this from django.core.mail. Import email alternatives. You don't really need this one, so let me remove that. So import email alternatives, and now let's go ahead and write out the logic that should help us send emails. Let's do that for Stripe, verify payments. Then you could go ahead and do it for every other payment yourself as an assignment. Okay, so what I want to do over here now is go ahead and firstly compile the customer data. So I'm going to call this one customer merge data, and it's going to be a dictionary. I need a couple of things in here, like I need the order should be order, and order underscore items should be order items. Good. So that's the very first thing I need. And subjects should be equal to an F formatted string of new order, and text underscore body should be the name of a template. So render to strings, render to underscore strings. And what do we want to pass in here? Let me make sure that render to strings has been imported. It's not been imported. So that should be from Django.templates.loader import render to string. Okay. And after you have imported that, we then need to go ahead and pass in the templates that we need for the email. So the templates, as you can see, I have stored it in, there's a folder called email over here in the 0 templates, and a new file called customer new order. But in our own templates folder, I want you to create a new folder here called email. And in this email, I want you to create a new folder called order. Based on the fact this is a very large application, we need to group things very well so that we don't actually have an error. And I want to call this customer. Okay. And just below the customer for the order, I'm going to create another one called vendor. Okay. So we have vendor and customer right now. So for customer, I'm going to add one called customer new order.html, customer underscore new underscore order.html. And I want you to know that in the 0 templates that I have provided for you, there is a file called customer new order HTML. Just take the piece of code in there and paste it in your own customer new order blank HTML. Okay. And after you have done that, let's set up the templates here. Remember, we have one called email, and then we have order, and then we have customer underscore new underscore order. Text body is going to be txt, and make sure that you're adding the customer merge data to it. Okay. Now after this, we also need the HTML body. So HTML body will be the same thing, but instead of txt should be HTML. Okay. That means we need to create a new customer new order.txt here. So in the customer, we create a new file called customer new order.txt. Very good. So when you have done all this, let's go ahead and then compile the message that will be sent. So say message should be equal to email multi alternatives. And this is going to take a couple of parameters, like the subject should be the actual subjects that we have at the top. The from email should be settings.from underscore email, which I believe I should already have in my settings py, but let me confirm that. Okay. All right. You can see that I don't have any from email over here in my settings py. So what I would like to do is go ahead and bring it in. I already have it defined in my env. So in my env down here, I already have it. You can see we have something like that over here, which I've provided for you guys. So for the from email, put in the email that you used when creating your account on Mailgun. For email backend, leave it as it is. Default email and server from email should be the same email as the from email. Okay. Then this is how settings py will look. We just initialize the items that we got from the env. Okay, and we just need to make sure that we import it over here in the from email. And after you have done that, that is pretty much everything you want to do for the subject and for the from email. Now you also need to specify who you are sending this email to. In a list, it should be order.address.email. Based on the fact that you can send bulk email in a list, that's why we are passing this. Okay, so in a list, we just want to send to this one email. If you have multiple emails to send to, then go ahead and specify them over here in a comma. Then the body of the email should be the text body. Good. So body of email is going to be text body, but I want to actually show the HTML body instead. So I'm going to say message.attach alternatives. If text body is empty, I want to attach the HTML body. Good. And I want to specify the file type. It's a text/HTML kind of file. Very good. And finally, let's go ahead and send the email. Okay, this is everything that I want. You can see looking okay and nice. So now that we have done this, you can now go ahead and also send emails to vendor by saying for item in order.order_items. Then you could go ahead and merge vendor data by saying vendor_merge_data should be equal to, and we just need to pass in item and item over here. Simple as that. Subject, text body, all that will still be the same. See, all this over here will still be the same. So let's take all that and put it down here. Just make sure to indent. Subject is going to be new sale. Okay, or you could call it new order. It's up to you what you want to call it. Then this one over here that says customer, change it all to vendor. Also this one too, change it to vendor new order HTML. Good. So instead of sending email to this address over here, you want to send email to item.vendor.email. Good. So after you have done that, that is pretty much everything that we want. Go ahead and then finally send the email using that line of code. So when you have done this, that is everything you want to do. You could also go ahead and create a customer notification. So you could say customer models dot notification dot objects dot create, and let's see what notification needs before it gets created. Okay, it just needs a type and the user that's creating it. So type is going to be new order. Okay, so notification dot objects dot create, type is going to be new order, and the user that owns the notification, for this is notification for the vendor. Okay, but what I'm trying to create is notification for the customer. So we got to do it over here. So user should be equal to request.user. That's it for the notification for the customer. Okay, let's see, did we have vendor model imported? We don't. So let's go ahead and import from vendor, import models as vendor model. Very good. Please bring these two things out of there and put it here. I like keeping all the Django related imports in one place, and see all this kind of imports. I like keeping them all in one place just to keep things organized. Okay. You can leave all the plugins in one place. You can leave all those initializations like the Stripe API key in one place. This ones too should be here. So you can see all our Django imports are here. If you're looking for something, you immediately know where to go. If you're looking for normal imports here, if you're looking for our file imports here, if you're looking for plugins here, and initializations here. Good. So take the vendor models, and we need to create a notification for them also. So I'm going to copy the customer notification because it will almost be identical to the vendor, and paste it here. But instead of customer model, it should be vendor models. And the type of this one, okay, this one also requires an order. You can see an order item rather. So it's almost the same thing. The only thing that it needs is, instead of users to be request.user, it should be item.vendor. Okay. Then order should be equal to item. And just like that, notification and emails will get sent. Okay. So you can remove this and you can remove this comment because we have already done that now. I just want you to take the vendor merge data and replace it with the customer merge data in the loop that sends message and notification to vendors. All right, that is it. Let's create these files. You will copy this and paste it in the vendor and just change the name to vendor new order. And also this one should be vendor new order. I hope you're following along. Actually quite simple and straight to the point. So yeah, that is it. Everything that we want to do. The only thing that is left for me to do now is in the vendor new order, I want to put in this code over here. Now, I believe you guys should already have this template file, just this template file. Now, just so you know, templates files are actually simple and straight to the point. If you know how to write HTML and CSS, you could call out your own template file. Let me show you guys what this ones look like. So I'll open with live server so that you can see. Now you can see that it's a very simple thing built with mostly HTML. The only CSS that came in here is just for the coloring. Over here you can see just HTML. Now what I'm doing is, based on the fact that I'm passing order from the customer merge data to the template order over here, that is why I am able to call this Django templates in that says order.address.fullname, order.order.oid, and the template is already made for you guys. You really don't need to stress yourself about this, except if you're looking to make something custom for your business or for anything. So if you take a close look at the templates, you can see this is how we are configuring the full name. You can see the full name showing up over here. Hi, order.address.fullname. And if you even take a close look at other things in the templates, you'll be able to see some other related data, like the order.order ID. Okay, so that's about it. I think it's high time we test this out. But before you test it, please wrap these functions that send emails in a try catch, because most of the time email sending seems to fail. But before you wrap them, please let's try running this before you wrap them. After you have been able to verify that your emails are working very well, wrap them in a try catch before you deploy your application, so that if for any reason email sending fails, you don't want to stop processing the user order. Rather, just keep the email for the moment and process the user order. You can as well send email to users at any time. You can even have a cron job that pulls from the order and checks if emails have been sent, and then you can go ahead and send emails that have not been sent. So these are just ideas that we can integrate in the future. Okay, so I want you to wrap this in a try catch after we have tested. Now let's go ahead and test and see what we have. So what I'm going to do is open up my code, make sure that my server is running, then open up my code on my browser. Then I'm going to open that up on a new tab and open up admin also. Customer address, desphixs@gmail.com is the email. But instead, let me grab an email from 10 minutes email to 10 minutes email. Now this is the one I like using over here, the one with the green check mark. So you could go ahead and copy this email here and put it in the email field and save. I don't want to send an email to my Gmail. Rather, I want to use the 10 minutes mail. Okay. So when you have done that, go ahead, add items to your carts, and let's check out. Proceed to checkout. It processes the checkout for us and open up payment gateway. Now go ahead and pay with Stripe. So clicking on pay with Stripe shows processing. Now, I purposely used this email over here to show you guys what this error is going to return. So you can see that it's saying I should please upgrade the address of the authorized recipient. Now, you will be able to get this error only if you haven't upgraded your account yet. If you haven't upgraded your account, Mailgun does not allow you to send email to anyone out there on the internet. You must be able to add that email to authorized emails for you to be able to send email to it. Okay. If you don't want to go through the stress of doing this, please, I would recommend that you just use your email, the one that you used when you were creating an account on Mailgun to make payments for testing, so that you just quickly receive notifications and go about your day. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Desphixs@gmail.com. Save this because this is already authorized, and I'm just going to try out this payment again. Okay. Now you could go ahead and refresh this page and see order not complete. This is because order was already paid. So remember that we write functions that prevent us from making payments twice when an order has already been paid. So that's why you can see this order not complete. Okay. It's already been paid. So let's get back to the checkouts. I'm going to turn this back to processing because I don't want to have to create new checkouts for this. And let's get back here and pay for this. Okay, there you go. So you could click on pay with Stripe. Okay guys, so you can see over here, for some reason I got this error again, but not to get frightened or anything that it's not working. I have just received an email for the customer, but the issue is happening with the vendor, because you can see that clearly in the user over here, which is Destiny, the vendor email is same as this. It's this, instead of it being an email that has been verified. So I'm going to change this to an email that has been verified. Good. And after that, you just need to go ahead, save, and let's try this out. So when you save, if you don't want to have to go through the stress of remaking this payment again, you could just mark the order as processing, so that you don't go through the stress of remaking the payment again. Okay, so mark that as processing and you could reload this page. So there you go, it's loading, and see, order completed. So it's gonna send me like 2 emails right now. There you go, I just got the first one, and there you go, I got the second one right now. Did you hear that? So I just got new order and new sale. Let me show you how it looks like. All right, you can see this is how it looks like. You can see new sale. We can see the item that got ordered, and you can see the address over here, but this is missing. Hey, with an empty string over here is missing. So let's see what happened. In the vendor news new order, let's search for hey, and see hey over here. What was it showing? Item vendor. If I was you, I would just say item vendor, then let's call their username. Now this is going to work. Okay, so when you resend an email, that's going to work. Hopefully you get the idea of how emails work. You can see the subtotal and the shipping over here with the address of the particular customer. Now let's check out how the customer email looks. So this is how the customer email looks. They get the item that they paid for, and they see their subtotal, shipping, and tax with their normal total and their address over here with some basic templating. So you can see that this one shows the name Destiny Franks. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Emails are working perfectly well as expected. And let's also confirm if notifications are working also. So notification here, you can see we created new order for Destiny as a customer. And for the vendor notification, you should also see this new order with the order ID showing up over here. Yep, that is it. Pretty much everything that I want. And in the next video, we'll get started working with something new, probably authentication. And from there, we'll proceed to other fun things. That's going to be it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Consider checking out Desphixs.io. Drop your email so as soon as we launch the platform that's going to help you code efficiently and streamline your learning experience, you'll be the first in line to get started learning. Check out the links in the description below, as one of them might be useful for you. Also, the courses there might help you become a better Python Django developer. I hope to see you in the next video, and until then, mad love, peace out.